A very warm welcome to all of you. Very excited to present along with Google and Bentley here. Just to introduce the team here. So obviously, as already Tonya introduced us, so Rajiv here. I'm part of Cognizant Consulting within Cognizant Group. We are a 20 billion company with 350,000 employees worldwide. So the way we have ideated this whole ecosystem here is that not just POC in terms of technology or technical, but also POC in terms of ecosystem. We here have from Bentley we have Klaus and then Dominic, who will introduce themselves later on. So just talking about our value proposition, right? Out of all the three companies, Cognizant is a system integrator. So we have very wide experience in terms of doing scalability in terms of implementation projects. We are consulting plus digital service providers across the world. I think out of all of us, Google is very less known organization. Okay, so just joking. So then Bentley obviously is an OEM organization, right? Through which we are going to demo the solution, one of the tools. The way we have positioned is that that will be obviously when it comes to scalability or implementation, Cognizant can take the lead. Bentley is more of a tool provider, and then Google is more of a platform provider. That's the ecosystem combination that we are having. I think, and this is going to be the next step for us once we succeed in doing this entire value proposition presentation. So I think with this introduction and value proposition that I have said, I will also hand over this to Dominic, talking about the illustration of use cases. How do we say this going forward? And then that will be followed by actual demo on the system by Bentley. Klaus. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Rajit. So we all know that if you don't know what Google is doing, you can search for it. But in the industry, you usually won't solve your challenges with just one systems. And if you do it at one point in time, you won't do it in the course of the life cycle of your installations. So what we try to illustrate is how we move forward. Oh, okay, so it's a lot. So if we start on the top, we've got an engineer working in iTwin by Bentley, doing design or doing modification in a PNID. But what if you have these tools are usually not very well suited for blue collar working on the deck because it's too complicated, it's too much information, and it's not related to what they are doing. And a good point, and I think this is a part of what brought us together. It's like Bentley actually has on GitHub SDK and libraries that make it possible to develop applications outside of Bentley using the data. So for example, you could have a low-code, no-code application in Google AppSheet, obviously, developed by Cognizant that make it easy, even if it's let's say it's a commissioning work on a platform. You won't do it, you will do it once, but you may need a very good application increasing efficiency. And then you don't want to have your data in isolation. Maybe you need some documents, maybe you need information from several systems, and this is enterprise architecture discussion. So I don't think that you will manage to solve all your problems in one system. At least it's maybe not the best solution, in my opinion. So here we can come with a platform as a platform provider, being this enterprise layer that each operators or contractor can build over time and building their industrial knowledge here. And obviously in this generative AI times, a strong like Bentley can export and import DXP. So this is super valuable, and Klaus will show us after why, because this is structured data. So then you are bringing the structured data in your enterprise layer, and you can start to use Gen AI technology. You can have a Q&A approach for the blue collar to guide him. So in our little use case, we are using BigQuery, our serverless data warehouse, where you can mix this data and you have a very strong support. But our blue collar says that here you have a deviation. So you need you need to do something, and you just hack it, and then you can have the import part because you can annotate maybe a pump or something in the drawing, and it will be reflected in the DXP format and then in the iTwin later on. Yes, we've got a discipline lead that got this notification. So he says, okay, here it's a mix of disciplines. I need a multifunctional team. I need to prepare for that. And doing this preparation, he says, I've got the PNID for this part of the system is actually out of date. The right version is in a PDF in another system. But Klaus will show us how you can import this PDF with a PNID and bring it into iTwin. And a small details here is that Bentley is using machine learning. And when you are using machine learning, you need to be very careful with accuracy. And so in Bentley, you will have all the workflow support that you need to validate the import. And this is critical to understand that there is no magic. Even in the future, there won't be magic. So we need to have this kind of interaction between processes and tooling. Well, obviously, you can support document AI in Google. It's very good at translating. I guess everybody has been to Google Translate. And it might be a good idea when you are used to read documentation in English, it's okay. But if you are working on a platform and you're from my home country, France, I really recommend you to translate to France. Even for my friends in Germany, it's a good idea too. So to have this kind of support, it can avoid mistakes. But the point is, when you do that, then you've got this multi-functional team. And I would say the operators, the data scientists in the last years, the GSI and the engineering, you are used to work together. And you've been doing that for years. And what this constellation bring, and it was pretty cool actually, because we start to talk with Cognizant, how will we solve this problem? And they brought their domain knowledge and thought, oh, okay, we need to think about it, we need to check. And then they say, you know, guys, we will bring Bentley because they have this tooling and they have the knowledge. And it would work. And say, okay, Bentley, I don't know them. Then we check on our side with my colleague Gar. And what we discover is actually Google and Bentley, we are working together pretty extensively, collaborating, making Bentley to bring their technology on our platform. And we give them our 2D, 3D technology to enhance their visualization tooling. We have a lot of geo capabilities, and this is kind of essential in your domain. So it was very fun to see that. And we think that this cooperation is really the key to get new insights. And like the co-authoring part, it was actually the VP of Alliance from Bentley that was talking as they were looking with Google to where they could work together to do something together. And we think this is a very good candidate, so we are happy to support. And I can't remember who said that. You said that, Rajiv, that Google is not known in the oil industry, but I can remind you that Google gave the open source implementation of USDU platform as an example. So we have done it before, we can do it again, and we'll be happy to do it with Rajiv and Klaus. But enough talking, now we need some action.
Okay, very quickly, I will get into showing the software. Okay, just a quick story. Once I was in the Midwest of the US to visit a company, and I was discussing standards with them, and what standards to use for PNIDs. And they say that we have one standard, and that's a prayer to hope that it gets through. You know, that's kind of the standard. Anyway. So what I'm going to do is to go in and show in particular how to get a dumb PNID to make it smart and use it afterwards. That's really what the first part is all about. So This is a cloud-based system, and it allows really, once you have the PNIDs digital, you can share them with whoever are your partners, the partnering companies. What I want to do is to show you how it's done. How do you do that? How do you import the PNID? So then we have an intelligent PNID import. I took one of the examples for this meeting, and I made a PDF out of it, and then I want to make it smart. Okay, so then I can open that, have a look at it. So I can go here and say I want to analyze this PNID. The analysis takes for this PNID, it took about 10 to 15 minutes, so it's done already. Once it's done, I can review the objects to see what's there. And basically, when you review a PNID, it's never perfect. It's always something that's not correct. So that's why you have an ability to really go in and look at the different items. You can go and have a look at each individual ones and say, I want to update, that's fine. This one is good, this one's good, etc. And so forth. And go back. Likewise, you can do it with different elements. One thing that's important related to standards, we base the system on ISO 15926, which is quite equivalent to the DEXP standard. It makes it fairly easy to import and export data out of it. That's important. So yeah, you can look at the heat exchanger here and look at what that is, etc. So it finds the elements and gets the data, finds the tag, suggests the tag, and you can correct the tag if it's not correct. That's one of the important things. But because often they are not perfect, okay? So often there's items that are not correct, and then you can say you want to add a new item. You can say you can add a new object here and say I want to add a new one, and it could be just a region. I could say, okay, now this part or something here is a new object, and then you can make it intelligent in that way. So then you can choose what class, what ISO 15926 class you want to use, and then make it intelligent. So we can have questions afterwards anyway. So what I want to do is to quickly show you what are the results, and then going in here, I can have a look at this and note that we can also deal with 3D models and combine the two, so you can cross-reference in between them anyway. Here we have the diagram, and opening this one, you'll be able to see that that's the PDF that's converted into a digital format, and right away you have the classes and the properties. You can see that you have the valve that I mentioned. Well, it could be a valve. There could be you'll be able to see the different parts. You can look at there's a pump as well, etc. And these are the standards based on ISO 15926. That's kind of what it is. Of course, we don't have the data behind it, which is the import XMLs from DEXP or Proteus for this one, because I didn't have that, but I have it for the next example. But very quickly, I will also get back and do something else on this model afterwards, okay? I'll return to this one. Anyway, so this is how you can just zoom in, and it will zoom in automatically. You can you can add the information to it, etc. So what I want to do is to quickly go in and look at one of the examples that's here. We have a DEXP or Proteus interface that allows you not just to import the files, but you can review them. And the process, how this is done, is that you create a mapping file, and the process that I'm going through now, is creating that mapping file. But once the mapping file is created, you can use it for multiple PNIDs for all the standards in the company. So this like a one-time operation in a way. So we can go in here and look at, let's say we have a look at this valve here. You can see that these are the items that's coming directly from the XML file that we have as an example. So you probably recognize these. And one thing that's important, I can surface any of this inside of the viewer, but I haven't surfaced them at this time. Okay, but I'll show you just what you get out of it. Let's have a quick look. So you probably recognize this if you can read it at the back. Okay. anyway. So that's the real information. So you can import one or multiple of these and make them intelligent in that sense. So these are like the class mappings that are there. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, so once that's done, you have the ability to go in and have a look at the actual PNID. And then you go, I just did a query. I did a query here for like number 53, like this. I just did it right before the meeting anyway. So then I can go and look at what's the control valve, etc. And I should probably reload it, but it would automatically zoom into it. Okay. Yeah, those are some of the abilities, and as you saw on the former one, you have all of the classes that are there. I'll just get rid of this query, and then if I go here, look at all the generic classes. There you have all of them here. They're the ones that are imported, etc. So then you'll be able to go in and look at them. That's one example, but we can go through details at the booth. We have a stand out there afterwards. Okay, the final thing I want to show is the ability to, once you have the PNID either scanned or imported, they can be linked to different systems, and we can link to like about 20 standard interfaces we have to things like Maximo, to SAP PM, any of those, but also we can link to systems such as Cognizant. Okay, that is possible because it's an open interface that we have. But how this, and I'm not going to show Cognizant here, but I will show how it works with other models. Here you'll be able to see, okay, we can go in and look at this example and have a quick look at this one. And what happens is that now it does a direct real-time access to SAP PM. Okay, so what you saw now was that it just happened. We got the information right away from SAP. That's an example of what we can do. The other one that is important is that you can not only get that type of information, but you're able to get something. You can look at all the work orders. There's like oil leakage detected, here, and different types of systems. If there's documents that are related, we can get to that and open a SharePoint document and different systems. And what we envision is that we can link to whatever systems that are in use, and that's something that we can talk about how we do. I mean, that's pretty much my demonstration. We can demonstrate more afterwards. Yeah, well, sorry, there's one thing I wanted to show. Sorry, I forgot. Okay. Okay, so let's say that you have people reviewing this. That is you want some changes done, or there's some differences that you would like, and you would like to communicate that there's a change needed to other people. Then we have the ability to create what we call an issue here. And we can just, we can do, this could be during the process of getting data from other people, or getting drawings, etc. from other people. But you can also do it as part of operations, for sure, unless there is a system to do that, or assign activities. So here I can assign it to whoever are involved. You can assign it to a person who is part of the project. I can assign it to Alexander here. And then say save, and I can give it. I can say that the issue is check for leaks or something, and I assign it to him. And then once that's done, I'll be able to say, okay, let's say I want to redline this. Okay, so I can go here and issue. You can see the issue right away there, but I can also say I want to add a redlining to it. And we will do one of that, and then let's say we want to do like a cloud type of redlining here, like this, and put a note, etc. Save it and send it over. So how that works is that person gets a notification that something needs to be done. It could be a person within the company, or it could be a contractor who needs to modify the PNID. That's fairly important. I mean, I'm not going to get into the 3D parts. If somebody wants to see that, we can show it afterwards. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Klaus. Thank you for the demonstration. Just to close out, right? So, I think Bentley EIM tool that just got demonstrated. Apart from this, I think because he talked about also integration to SAP PM, Maximo, and other tools, right? Apart from that, there are many other Bentley tools and non-Bentley tools which we can integrate to this particular application. I hope you guys like this ecosystem that we have come up with. That's one of the differentiators that we wanted to highlight as well in terms of POC. And I think the role of Cognizant in this whole ecosystem is also more important, because we are also at this stage, we are supporting most of applications at Eckert Solutions. We are already a preferred partner for Eckert Solutions, and we are doing a lot of work for oil and gas companies worldwide, all the leading EPCs or owner-operators. We do a lot of consulting as well as application development and support work, right? With this, I think we'll close this session, but if there are any questions related to the demonstration or in this entire ecosystem, please feel free to reach out to us on the booth. Thank you for the session. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Huge applause. Thank you so much. We love the ecosystem. We love how people find each other and collaborate. So any comments from the technical committee? And Webstep can start to get ready.
Well, the comment, I think you stole the comment. We really liked how you put together the ecosystem example of both Bentley and Google and Cognizant, and how you propose integrated architectures that really demonstrate the interoperability here, which is really nice. And of course, the redlining use case was very nice, creative, cool. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Again, a one applause.